Alright, what's poppin' YouTube? Today, recording in my son's room because it's perfect lighting in here. I went into the kitchen and you can barely see me. I look like a ghost. But anyways, let's just talk about life in general. If you're new to my channel, subscribe, like, comment, whatever you like to do, and I'll try to return the favor when I get some time. I just first would like to say thank you to my couple subscribers that I've gotten so far. I am very thankful, even though it's a couple. I know you long-time YouTubers, if you're watching, it's like, oh, he only has a couple. Hey, that's a lot to me. So, anyways, life. What is life? I don't think that any of us can really answer this question. But really what I think it is just a time to raise your spirit into a higher place, to get yourself into a higher position, to be a greater person, and to do great things in life. Now, that means you should question everything while on this journey. Everything that is going on, everything that you've been taught, everything that you've been shown, it doesn't hurt to question it. I mean, don't go crazy, questioning things and, take it too far and, then you turn into some type of, kook crazy guy that, the world is just like, oh, this guy's unbelievable. But it doesn't ever hurt to get out there and find answers for yourself. Don't always believe the first thing a teacher teaches you or a school book teaches you, because it might not be 100% correct. They might be on the right track, but at the end of the day, there could be a better answer or a better reason for why they didn't even tell you the truth. Life is funny. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, sometimes happy, you're sad, but for the most part, we all have a duty on this earth to do something, and I think everybody has a great purpose. I don't believe it when people are like, oh, some people have a better purpose than others, or this, that, and the third. I don't believe it. I think that everybody has a grand purpose. Everybody on earth is meant to do something, and I think that we just have to embrace it. Sorry about that. I gotta pour me something to drink here. Throat's getting a little dry. So yeah, we all just gotta embrace that journey. Whether we do or not, that's really our choice. That's what I think it comes down to. I think it becomes a choice. God gave us all free will. I'm not the most religious person. Let's get that off the bank. So that's one key thing you can know about me. I believe in God and everything like that, but I think sometimes religion takes things a little too far. I'm not going to talk about anybody's religion. I'm just giving my standpoint. I think that sometimes religion can be a little too literal, and I think that things like the Bible, Torah, whatever, are just really just guidelines to help you live a better life. Now, if you choose to do those things, it's really on you. I don't think you're going to get to heaven and God's going to be like, well, you got a tattoo, so now you can't come. I think when you go to heaven, all your sins are basically washed clear. It's kind of a hard thing for me to believe that anybody goes to hell, but maybe some of the worst of the worst. But, it's kind of hard for me to fathom that. But life in general is a test to your true character of what you can do and what you can't do. So when you get to heaven, God can he can kind of give you a job when you're up there. It's almost like working your whole life. If you do a good job at your job, 9 times out of 10, you get promoted or become a manager. So it's just like that. You're working to become something like that in heaven. And if you don't believe in the afterlife, I honestly, I can't tell you. I would find it hard to believe that we just live in life for no reason. Nothing was created for no reason, and there was just a big bang or whatever you think, and then we just wake up and we die. That just sounds crazy. You die and then it's just blackness, and there's no point of it. How can you explain the body? How can you explain the mind? How can you explain consciousness? So These are just things that I tend to think about. I'm just rambling right now, honestly, and just talking. Maybe I'll reach a point to somebody to what they've been thinking about lately. You know, this isn't the most professional video. I'm not out here for professionalism. Let's get that out the way too. I'm just out here to talk, man. I'm not out here even to gain a whole bunch of viewers. I'm just being real. I'm just here to talk, and maybe I'll reach two people's, brains. Maybe a couple, maybe 1,000. Who knows? But I know there's some people who out here who make YouTube their life. Like, they have to post, they have to say things. I'm just one of those people when I feel it tugging on my soul. Like today I felt it tugging. It was like, you gotta post something, you gotta post something, you gotta post something. I got a new subscriber today, so I was like, you know what? Let me give the couple of subscribers that I do have a little bit of content. As time goes on and I watch YouTube a little bit more, because I really just started really getting into YouTube. I've always been a YouTube watcher, but now I'm more of a YouTube observer. I kind of look at different personalities on YouTube and kind of just study how people do their videos and how people go about things. And, I think it's pretty interesting. And it's pretty inspiring, to be honest with you, that people out here, think about it, some odd years ago, you couldn't record a video and get money off of it. You had to go out there and punch a clock, and that was really the only way, or unless you, an entrepreneur or something like that. But I just think life is amazing. Now, like I said, this is random rambling. I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. Something I noticed lately is that things are getting a little worse. Like, let's say with racism, for number one. I feel like racism is getting worse. I feel like in the last 2 years, and I don't want to say it's Trump. I'm not a political person. I didn't vote, so I'm not going to be a complainer. But this year I might, just because of what's going on right now. I feel like racism has gotten worse than it's ever been. Or maybe I'm just paying attention more. Maybe you guys can help me out on that as well. But for right now, I'll speak my piece. I think racism is getting worse because the things that are going on. I watched something on, I did catch a little bit of the news yesterday, and I saw, Trump in the crowd chanting, "Send them back, send them back." And, him making these comments about, why don't we just send these three strong women of color back to their country. And it's just like, bruh, it's America. Like, they're from America. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is not a tweet game to see who can get the most tweets and most likes and most comments and hates. This is a presidency election for our country to be taken serious. There are people that go out here on the line every day, which I thank for even doing that, to be brave enough. Because Lord knows I ain't trying to go out there. So I'm glad that there's somebody, a group of people that are willing to go out there and that can. I think that it's a disservice to them as well, because they're over here defending their lives, and Trump is kind of almost playing games with these people's lives. It's like he doesn't really care. And for all those people who thinks he cares, you're misleaded. He doesn't. He doesn't care. This isn't about Republican, Democratic, or whatever you think it is. He doesn't have a party in my eyes. His party is money. His party is making money, and that's all he's really about. And I feel like he's just, honestly, at this point, he's making a fool of himself. And I've kind of looked at the candidates a little, just because I told you guys I was thinking about voting. And I honestly feel like it's set up. The reason why I said that is because, think about it, every year we have known figures, really known figures. This year I kind of look at the candidates, and it's not really anybody that I can see that has a chance against Trump right now, the way that things are going. So mark my words when I say this. You'll look back at this video and be like, dang, this dude's somehow predicted the future. I think that Trump is going to get reelected. I'm actually pretty sure he's going to get reelected. So we'll see what happens. But I think this thing is set up for him to get reelected. And if he does, this will be another prediction that we'll end up going to war within the time that he is reelected. And I think it will be something of a serious margin. Now, I do hope that he doesn't, because I feel like he's really a danger. I feel like he should have been impeached a while ago, and you know, kind of gave somebody else a chance to kind of make things a little bit better. And I'm not saying he didn't do anything good. I feel like every president does something good. Every president does a little something a little bit good. You know, even if it's one or two things, I feel like they do what they can. But I just have this weird vibe with him sometimes. Like, I just feel like racism has gone up and certain things have gone up since he's been in office. Like, you know, I've noticed that certain groups of people feel more comfortable saying things about another certain group of people because he is in office. You know, like white supremacists, for number one. You know who you are out there. You know, you ain't got a front for nobody. I think it's stupid, bro. Why are we going to hate somebody because of their color? I think it's the stupidest thing that could ever been thought of in life. That's like hating somebody for no reason. That's how I feel about it. Like, I don't hate anybody. I feel like everybody can become liked if you give them a chance, you know. And I feel like most of these people that hate another race, it's not even just white people. It's black people too. It's Chinese people. It's everybody. I feel like most of these people that hate another race is because they're uneducated about that race. They have never given that person a time, or number two, something has happened in their life to where that race has done something to them, or maybe they were just grown that way. Their parents were that way, and they were, you know, growing up that way. I think we should all get the chance and the time to know each other. I think we should take the time to love each other, because when it comes down to it, if a big catastrophic event happens, all we'll have is each other. We won't have the government. We won't have anything. All we'll have is each other, and color at that time won't matter. Gender won't matter at that time. Sex preferences won't matter. You know, gay, straight, whatever, you know. And I know it's hard out here, you guys. I know it's hard to see transgenders at this time. I know it's hard to see, you know, black people standing up more at their time. I know it's hard. Trust me. I'm guilty of seeing certain things and judging it. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. We're not perfect. So I think we all, every person, no matter how good you are right now, I think we all should make a collective effort to love each other more and to give each other time, because, you know, life is short, and the things that we do on this planet do reflect in some type of afterlife. You don't want to go your whole life hating something, and you could have gave it a chance, and it could have been the best thing that ever happened to you. All that can happen to you is really nothing. So this is to everybody out there. Give that person next to you a chance. If you kind of segregated something in the past, I want everybody to give that certain something that you've pushed off in the past a chance. Learn that person's story, whoever that person is. Let's start spreading love. You don't have to go to church to do that. Let's just keep it real. You don't have to pray to do that. You can just get out there. Let's say there's somebody, I don't have any social media or anything. I barely even text anybody. But this is for you people who do have those things. If there was somebody on social media you were mean to, why don't you just reach out to them today and say, hey, look, I'm sorry. This is what I did, and we ain't got to be friends today. I just wanted to get this off my chest that I love you as a person. And move on. You ain't got to be buddy-buddy with them after that. But just let's clear our consciences today. Let's start over new. Let's become new people, because I'm telling you, man, sometimes you never know who you're going to need or what you're going to need. And those things that you said in the past might affect your future. I don't care if you're out there making this type of money a year. This ain't about money at this point. It's not about who has the best job. It's not about who has the best car. It's not about, you know, necklaces and all that stuff. And I used to think it was about that, honestly. I used to think that if I didn't have the best job in the world, then I'm not a man. It's not that, man. It's about your personality. It's about your morals. It's about what you have going on. It's about how you treat people. It's about how you carry yourself. That's what makes the man. And the same for women. That's what makes the woman. So, guys, I encourage you to get out there, man. I encourage you to spread your love. If you're scared to get on YouTube and make a YouTube, get out there, man. Who cares if you got one subscriber? That's somebody listening. That's one person that you don't know that's listening. Who cares if you got 1,000? Get out there, man. Do your thing. Don't worry about the next person. You're always going to have people saying bad things about you. But you can only spread love, man. Positive vibes. And, you ain't got to get out there and meditate. I'm not knocking nobody. I'm just saying, man, you ain't got to get out there and meditate and do all this stuff. It's about finding inner happiness. There was a long time in my life where I wasn't happy. And I can say right now, I'm probably the happiest I've ever been. Just because I've let certain things out of my life and let certain things in. And I can't really explain those certain things because I don't even know what they are. But I just know that my vibe is better. And if you find that certain thing for yourself that you can let go, whether it's smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, drinking too much, watching too much TV, cutting out things in your diet. I don't really believe in the whole whatever thing, you got going on, we got going on here in the world in these days, but it's like whatever you can cut out to make yourself better, man. It's not about that top executive job at your job. It's not about being Mr. Manager. Some people aren't meant to be managers. Some people aren't even meant to be workers. Let's just keep it straight. And it doesn't matter if you're not. That means your purpose is bigger. That means you're not stuck at a 9-to-5 every day with stressful customers, stressful situations, stressful co-workers. You're not stuck with that, man. You have the freedom to think about this. For all the people that are stay-at-homes right now or just aren't working because they don't want to. And there's nothing wrong with that. The reason why people think it's wrong with that because society has built us to think that we have to get up and punch a clock. Yeah, that's what the bills call for, but if you ever had a dream, go out there and pursue it, man. It's never too late. But you do have to know that some dreams are unrealistic. Some things you'll never accomplish. And this isn't a Debbie Downer. It's just real. If you get out there and figure out that, hey, man, I thought I wanted to be a rapper, but obviously I figured I can't rap that well, then you got to leave it alone, man. But you can say that, hey, I tried it, I pursued my dream, and it was a good run while I had it. But back to the working thing. If you're not working, it's fine. Don't let your parents, if you are still living at home and watching this video, don't let your parents tell you got to get up and get a job. Don't let them force you. You take your time to figure out what it really is that you want to do. Whether it's going to school, whether it's, doing your own business thing, whether you just cutting grass for a living, whether you want to stay at home and do YouTube videos. Don't let somebody else, I don't care if they're your parent, don't let them convince you. Don't do it disrespectfully, but don't let them convince you to do something out of your comfort zone, because you'll look back 10 years later and say, man, now I'm stuck at this job I don't even like, and you get addicted to the money, really. You're not happy. And I know there's people out there with millions that aren't. And I know there's people out there that are broke that aren't happy. So either way, however you live your life, be happy within that. Get out there and find your purpose, Sometimes we just need to go on a walk, feel the air, feel the sun on our faces, and, just ask the world, if you don't believe in God, ask whatever force you believe in, what am I supposed to be doing right now while you're on that walk? Ask yourself, talk in your head. You ever notice you have a voice in your head? You can literally close your mouth and talk inside of your head. Ask that voice inside of your head, what do you want to do next? That voice is there for a reason. God gives us all these things, or whoever or whatever you believe in, for a reason. And once you start paying attention to what you have, you'll get more. You'll manifest more. And there's some people out there that'll say this doesn't work. Those people haven't tried hard enough. They haven't done it, man. They haven't gotten out there and given it a fair chance. And I've always said, if you believe in this, then you should believe in that. You know, get out there, man. Don't believe everything that's been taught to you. Don't believe that there's a round earth. Don't believe there's a flat earth. Get out there and find the searching for yourself. And soon enough, you'll come to the truth, because that's one other thing that life is about. Is finding out the truth. Why are we here? What is this earth? Are we trapped inside of it? Can we really go outside of it? Is NASA lying to us? We can't be quick to discredit this with fancy science talk. You know, you got to go out there and figure it out yourself. You know, you got to go out there and find these answers for yourself. You know, I personally think NASA should go out and, you know, to kind of discredit some of these conspiracy theories, because I'm guilty of being one at sometimes too. I think they should give a couple of citizens of choice, just a couple, some GoPros and some equipment, and send them up. Then we can really see what the earth is like, and we can start thinking more of what we really need to do. You know, I don't understand why the government lies to us. I don't really get it. You know, just like this Storm Area 51 thing. Yeah, I'm kind of up on a little trend, you guys. You know, kind of up. Like I said, I've been popping through YouTube a little bit lately. This whole Storm Area 51 thing, guys. This is crazy. If I was the government and I heard this going on, which I'm not, that's why I'm not in the government, I'll just say, hey, you guys, you know what, let's just do a tour. Let's let a couple people tour, you know, a couple thousand people tour. Do a little tour. It's not going to hurt us, because we have the right to see what technology is being put out. I mean, why? We have the right to see what our government is doing with our taxpayer dollars, don't we? If we don't, then we shouldn't be paying taxes. The government doesn't just fund these projects themselves, because then that would mean they're just printing out money, and money's not worth anything. Think about that. But anyways, with the Storm Area 51 thing, instead of having 1 million people go there, why don't they just let people tour? It wouldn't hurt anything. Maybe with the super serious stuff, they can kind of, you know, take it out of there. I would feel that turn into like a little museum trip. Let people be at ease about what's really there. That way we can get to the important topics like fixing the country, like fixing the problems that are going on right now. I wish that 1 million people would storm the White House and boycott certain things. I can't say that I don't wish that, but at least we're all coming together to do something. I can say that. Whether it's something silly or serious, at least we're coming together on that, because it just feels like for one day we're all going to come together and do something that is meaningful. So that is good, man. But I am glad that I got time to post, you know, a little something. This wasn't nothing too much today. I'll try to post something pretty soon, guys. I won't give you time limit. I'm not going to be that person that says 2 times a week, 1 time a week. It's really off of how I feel. Most of the time I gain my energy, gain knowledge, and then I try to get on here and talk. I kind of let things happen a little bit so I have something to talk about. You know, most of my videos are going to be about rambling, honestly. I'm not really going to have a topic. So if you're that type of person that loses interest quick, you might want to press that little minimize button that you have on your phone and get out of it, man. But I do thank the couple subscribers I do have for subscribing to me. If you are new to the channel, I'll subscribe back to you. I'll show love, man. You know, I like your videos. I do stuff like that. I take time out my day. I'm not too cool to do that stuff, you know. And if you have any questions for me, you can always post a comment. And I'll get back to you if I can. Thank you for listening today, and you guys have a blessed month, year. Whenever I post again, you know what I'm saying? I'm out. You.